Breaking news, the U.S. Supreme Court has just ordered President Donald Trump to deport his wife and children. Yes, for the first time in U.S. history, the law is being turned back on the man who created it. According to official documents, the ruling came after an internal investigation revealed irregularities in the immigration files of Melania Trump and her parents, including unauthorized entry, missing visa records, and questions about chain migration abuse. But here's what changed everything. The court ruled that if Trump's policies apply to millions, they must apply to his own household too. And the consequence? Deport Melania and her children, or step down from office. The decision sends shockwaves through the country. Latino families torn apart by deportations are now watching as the architect of that system is forced to face his own rules. No one is above the law, the judges wrote, not even the one who signed it. This isn't about politics anymore. It's about principle, about fairness, and about how power should never protect hypocrisy. Comment if you believe justice must begin at home. Share this before it disappears. History is being made, and it's louder than ever before. Breaking news, the U.S. Supreme Court has just ordered President Donald Trump to deport his wife and children. Yes, for the first time in U.S. history, the law is being turned back on the man who created it. According to official documents, the ruling came after an internal...
Breaking news, Trump must either deport his own family or resign as president. The U.S. Supreme Court has just delivered an unprecedented verdict ordering Donald Trump to obey the same strict immigration laws he created for America. After an in-depth investigation, the justices discovered that both Trump's and Melania's grandparents entered the country illegally, crossing the border without documents, just like the families targeted for years by Trump's own policies. Now, the ruling is clear. Unless Trump steps down, Melania and their children must leave the United States immediately. The justices declared, justice starts at home. You can't protect your own family while tearing immigrant families apart. This double standard is over. The message is simple. No one is above the rules, not even the president. Social media has erupted. Millions are in disbelief. For the first time, Trump faces the pain and uncertainty he caused for so many others. Share before it disappears. Justice at last starts at the top. Breaking news.
The United States Supreme Court has just authorized the deportation of Melania Trump and her children. Yes, you heard that right. The nation is in absolute shock after today's unprecedented ruling. It is now officially confirmed that Melania Trump, wife of former President Donald Trump, along with her children, will be deported from the United States. According to official sources, the decision comes after an extraordinary review of the immigration files linked to the Trump family, including allegations of inconsistencies in Melania's naturalization process and undeclared documents. The political fallout was immediate. Donald Trump released a video from Mar-a-Lago calling it a political attack like nothing we've seen before. He claims the goal is to erase his legacy by targeting his family and vows to appeal at the international level. Social media is on fire. Supporters are rallying, critics are celebrating, and protesters are already gathering outside the Supreme Court and the gates of Mar-a-Lago. Legal experts say this ruling could open the door to historic consequences both inside the U.S. and in its diplomatic relations abroad. And now, the world is watching. Where will Melania and her children be sent? What evidence convinced the court to act at this level? And how far is Trump willing to go to fight back? Stay tuned for part 2, because what comes next might shake not just a family but an entire system. Breaking news, my people. The United States Supreme Court...
A familiar figure from Donald Trump's past has just broken their silence, and their statements are shaking the entire United States. According to this witness, Trump was not born on U.S. soil, but abroad. During a prolonged trip by his mother, Marianne McLeod, who emigrated from Scotland in 1930 and only became a naturalized citizen in 1942, the story has always been murky. But this witness claims to have a document proving that Trump was falsely registered upon returning to the country, and that's not all. The witness also alleges that the only person who knew the whole truth was his ex-wife, Ivana Trump, who died under circumstances that were never fully explained. Was it an accident or a silenced voice? The file, reportedly kept hidden for decades, allegedly contains dates, records, and names that could prove everything. Now social media is exploding. Should an official investigation be opened? If confirmed, Trump would not meet the eligibility requirements to be president, could lose his current position, and might face charges of constitutional fraud. No one dares to respond. Share this video before it disappears. Comment if you think his full background should be reviewed, because the truth, no matter how painful, always comes to light. Silence and their statements. Breaking news.
Just moments ago, the First Lady of the United States was officially deported in a stunning Supreme Court ruling that required the First Lady and their children to leave the U.S. The justice's reasoning was straightforward, going over old ground and discovering that Melania's grandparents back in the day also sneaked into the U.S. over the southern border without the proper legal paperwork, exactly like the immigrants the Trump administration is draconianly deporting today.
Right, draconianly.
And that's not fair, the justices said.
Right.
Trump's policies over the years have torn apart countless Latino families. Mothers deported, children separated from their bones just because people wanted a better life.
Wow.
Now, it's his own family's turn to have the same background. So why should he be able to settle for privilege? Being rich and white is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. The news that former President Donald Trump now has two options before him: either kick his wife and children out of the United States or resign from the presidency, has sent shockwaves across the internet, with millions of netizens applauding the news as justice finally knocking on Trump's door. It's ironic that the draconian policies he put in place have ended up on his own family's heads. Just moments ago, the First Lady of the United States was officially deported in a stunning Supreme Court ruling.
President Donald Trump.
I'm a law-abiding American citizen, but they are deliberately twisting the facts, and I feel helpless, really.
Trump
Fuck
is
you.
now being asked to deport his own wife. A viral petition
About
with
time.
thousands of signatures is demanding that Trump apply his immigration policies to his own family.
Yay.
Starting with Melania, who came from Slovenia in the 1990s, became a U.S. citizen in 2006, and later brought her parents under the chain migration process Trump claims to oppose. And what about Barron, their son? People are now calling him an anchor baby, the same term Trump used against immigrant families for years. The message is clear. If these rules apply to
Anchor
everyone
baby.
else, they should apply to you too. Congresswoman Maxine
Yep.
Waters is even calling for an investigation into the immigration status of Melania's parents. Did they overstay visas? Did they come undocumented? No answers yet. Because here's the truth. Overstaying a visa is a crime. Crossing undocumented is too. So why is Trump's family exempt? This isn't just outrage, it's a cry from immigrants who work, pay taxes, and live under fear. Because the real crime isn't migration. It's using the law to punish the poor while protecting your own. Comment if you believe laws should apply to all, not just the powerless. Share before it disappears.
Breaking news. The United States Supreme Court has just ordered President Donald Trump to deport his wife and children. Yes, you heard correctly. The nation's top judges agreed to apply their own immigration rules to Trump. A thorough investigation revealed that Trump's grandparents and Melania's grandparents came to the country illegally, were undocumented, and crossed the U.S.-Mexico border, just like millions of people currently persecuted by his government. On that basis, the ruling is overwhelming. He must deport his family or resign from office. The new executive order establishes that Melania Trump and her children must leave the country immediately unless Trump resigns. Justice begins at home, the judges said. It's not fair that he separates Latino families while his own family remains untouched for years. Trump's mother Porter has broken up homes and persecuted those who are only seeking a better life. Meanwhile, his family, with the same immigrant background, lives without consequences. The reason? Being rich and white cannot be an excuse to be above the law. This ruling is historic, and millions are already reacting on social media. Because today, justice also knocked on Trump's door. Share before they disappear him, because what is happening has never been seen before in the history of this country. Breaking news.
Enough. I will not deport my wife. She is my family.
At the last minute, they called on Trump to deport his own wife, and so
You gotta deport her. It doesn't matter. You've been deporting everybody else. She gotta go too, fool.
social media went wild. What started as a criticism became a viral phenomenon that shook Donald Trump's anti-immigrant rhetoric. A massive petition demanded the unthinkable, that he implement his own immigration policy, starting with Melania Trump. The reason? Simple. Melania was not born in the United States. She arrived from Slovenia in 1996, became a citizen in 2006, and put her parents through the chain migration program. The same program Trump has tried to dismantle. Now the attack is direct. Her son, Barron, is not an anchor child, the same label Trump has ruthlessly hurled at thousands of children born in the United States to immigrant parents. Congresswoman Maxine Waters has called for an investigation into the immigration status of Trump's parents-in-law. Do they have papers? Are they illegal? The silence is complete because overstaying a visa is illegal. So is entering without papers. So why isn't Melania on the list? Does being white and rich save you? This is no joke. It's the cry of millions of people who work hard, pay taxes, and are still persecuted. Because the real crime isn't immigration. It's enforcing the law with hate while protecting yourself. Comment if you also believe the law should be equal for everyone. And share this video before it's removed.
Enough.
The Supreme Court wants an
Enough. I will not deport my wife. She is my family.
The Supreme Court wants an answer from Trump about the deportation of his wife. Following a viral petition demanding consistency in Trump's immigration stance, the U.S. Supreme Court has formally requested clarification regarding Melania Trump's immigration background and whether Trump's own policies would apply to her and her family. Melania arrived from Slovenia in the 1990s, worked as a model, became a U.S. citizen in 2006, and later sponsored her parents through what Trump has repeatedly condemned as chain migration. Now, with Trump pushing to end birthright citizenship, limit naturalization rights, and strip protections from immigrants, the court has one critical question. Would these policies disqualify your own wife and in-laws? Justice Sonia Sotomayor has reportedly voiced concerns about selective enforcement where the powerful are shielded while working immigrants face deportation and family separation. This is no longer just a viral debate. It's a matter of constitutional fairness. If Trump wants to rewrite immigration laws, the court and the public demand to know, will he apply them equally, even to his own household? The Supreme Court wants an answer from Trump about the deportation of his wife.
Enough. I will not deport my wife. She is my family.
Here's how Trump's wife got deported. Donald Trump returned to the White House and immediately pushed a law that would allow naturalized citizens to be stripped of their citizenship. And here's the irony. His own wife, Melania, born in Slovenia, is exactly that kind of citizen. Under the new rules he personally signed, even she could lose her passport and be deported. So, Trump is president and Melania might be heading back. Not on a first-class flight, but by a law he invented himself. Here's how Trump's wife got deported. Donald Trump returned to the White House and immediately pushed a law that would allow natural.
It wasn't a comedian. It wasn't a late-night host. This time, the blow came from the Terminator himself.
As an immigrant to this country, I would like to say a few words to my fellow Americans. President Trump sought to overturn the results of an election, and of a fair election. President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet.
Ooh.
I'm very aware of Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass. It was a night of rampage against the Jews carried out in 1938 at the Nazi equivalent of the Proud Boys.
While Donald Trump was busy fighting courtrooms and chasing headlines, Arnold Schwarzenegger quietly stepped forward and dropped a bombshell on live television. He called Trump the worst president in modern history, then compared the Proud Boys to Nazi stormtroopers. But what really set Trump off wasn't just the insult. It was what Arnold said as an immigrant, with Melania in the spotlight. Did Trump just get publicly cornered on the one thing he never lets anyone touch his image at home? This video contains real clips and verified statements. It's not fiction, it's how the story unfolded.
I have a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over TV, because you're such an expert in ratings, and I take over your job. And then people can finally sleep comfortably again.
And they hired a big
Ooh.
movie star,
Wow.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out. The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster.
So being from Europe, I've seen firsthand how things can spin out of control. I know there is a fear in this country and all over the world that something like this could happen right here.
Honestly, if you think Arnold's got a point, give this video a like. And if you want more moments like this, don't forget to subscribe.
Call along Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutation to the hope elect. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is on Psalms chapter 64, starting in verse 8. As you notice, as you've seen in those videos, Donald Trump, he don't want to get rid of his wife. He don't want to deport her. You know, he don't want to deport his family. But these are the same things that he's been doing to many of the migrants. And also, aren't the white people migrants as well? Well, why don't he have ISIS to start rounding up all the white people? Okay? and round up all the Africans, okay? So that way we can get rid of all these Africans and all these white people, and it can just be us, Southern and Northern Kingdom, as well as get rid of the heathen nations, because they all supposed to be paying us money. They're here in our country on our land. Okay, they're supposed to be paying us usury fees, duties, and all these things. They're supposed to be paying us because this is our land, our country. All of us didn't come here on no slave ship. Our family line didn't. We didn't come here on no slave ship. We're the Northern Kingdom. We didn't come here on no slave ship. So my last name, Mosby, derives from Moresby, derives from Morris, derives from Moors, Moors Nation, okay, Tartarian Empire, okay. I'm of the first tribe, Reubenite, okay, Reubenite, okay, Seminole, Indios, Choctaw. Choctaw means chocolate people. That's Hebrew for chocolate people. You understand? I know who I am. That's on my father's side. And on my mother's side is Gadite, Cherokee Nation. I know who I am. I know I'm not no African or African American. No, you just don't have African pride. Well, how can I have African pride and I'm not even an African? Flat out. Now let's go ahead and get straight off into this, because their tongues are turned against them. Now, the very laws that Trump has set up for the migrants to destroy them, to further destroy the northern and the southern kingdom, these things are now in place against his own people. You see, Egyptian against Egyptian, their tongues are falling against themselves. They are now attacking each other. And remember, the eagle does not concern itself about its young. The eagle will eat its own young. And say, and isn't the eagle the bird of America, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Okay, and read on through. So we can go ahead and start on this. This is Psalm chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what time it is. It's time for many, or the rest of the world. They're now seeing Esau as Edom. He's been exposed, uncovered the thigh. You see, all that is being uncovered. Esau is Edom is being exposed for the red devil that he really is. You see, as Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thy enemy, for as iron rusts, so does their ways. You understand? It's all being exposed. Esau is Edom. There's nothing that he could do or say. It's all right there for the whole world to see. You see, flat out. And that's just all it is to it. So now we're going to go do some cross-reference on that scripture. And we're just making this a short little video real quick. Just want to highlight some precepts into this video. This is Psalm chapter 59, verse 12. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride. Right. You see, 'cause a lot of these people got a lot of pride upon them. They all stuck on themselves. You can't tell them anything. Everything that is about righteousness, that is goodness, and their mouths is filled with so much pride of that Christian religion, or they got that Muslim religion, or Nation of Islam religion, or they got a false black Hebrew Israelite camp, false doctrine in their mouth. It's some mess that's going on always concerning the Edomites and these heathens. They always got some mess coming out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? And the words of their lips. You see, and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying, which they speak, they do. People lie all the time. People, if you let them, they'll lie to your face. Yeah, they'll lie to you. They like to get you in front of important people, and they'll lie just to get you to react in a mad way. Because when somebody all out bold-faced lie to your face, that make you want to what? That make you want to jack them right there, right then and there. That makes you want to bust them right there, right upside the head. You know what I'm saying? But there are certain things that Yahweh is already doing to our enemies to hew them down. Okay? Psalm chapter 140, verse 9. As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. You see, people always got some mess to say, some mess to talk. Make sure whatever mess they talk, whatever mess they say, it can't gainsay you. It can't gainsay us. Why? Because Yahweh has made our foreheads harder than the enemies, and Yahweh has made it where He is the one that places within our mouths what it is for us to say. You know what I'm saying? So our words that we say are words of instructions of life and living. You understand? And their words that they say are carnal and destructive, and it's for the dead. Okay? For they are in darkness. You understand? They lack knowledge. They are amongst the dead, the congregation of the dead. This Job chapter 15, verse 6. Hold on 1 second. I got to go check on something right quick. Okay, this is Job chapter 15, verse 6. Thine own mouth condemneth thee. And it does. You have to watch what you say. You know, because the enemy, as you can clearly see, when they open their mouths, when Trump opened up his mouth and he made it an executive order, right, as dictators do, he set up and wrote that mess into law as an executive order, and so it's not recognized internationally. So, but it is recognized nationally. And so here it is, now that he declared for all the migrants, family members to be taken away and all this and that. Now, remember, he's also a migrant. The white people, they're migrants. So his own children had to be taken away. Idiot, straight idiot. And not I, yea, thine own lips testify against thee. You see? All thing, see, and if you notice, so-called black people, we have not had to get out and protest. It's for the white people to get out and protest because this is Egyptian against Egyptians. They ain't got nothing to do with us. We can step back and watch. You know what I'm saying? Like they was watching us doing the 60s and 70s and all this and 80s. No, we can sit back and watch them. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's what time it is. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 13. The wicked is snared by the transgressions of his lips. You see? They talk that mess, they do that mess, they suffer that mess because of what? The mess that they talk. You see, when they call themselves setting things up against you, they really setting things up against themselves. Yahweh said, touch not thy anointed. You know what I'm saying? And flat out, Isaiah, the Lord makes it clear. The time is coming. What? Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17. You know, the Lord makes it clear in his word. When he has made and put forth this word, it sticks solid. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up against us in judgment, thou, Yahweh, he's the one that condemns all that. We don't have to, be talking back and going on a back and forth, because if you notice, people like to do that, especially these hood rat ass women. Jaquita and Yolanda and all them, Big Cheryl and all them, they like to take you on a back and forth. Okay, you got to watch that and be circumspect. As well as you got to watch the enemy. The enemy like to come at you with different dumb questions to try to take you on a back and forth in your situations. You got to get on past that. And Yahweh will get you past that. But the just shall come out of trouble. You see? But the just shall come out of trouble. And we are the just. The righteous shall live by faith. You know what I'm saying? That's what we living by. Straight up faith. You see? Proverbs chapter 18, verse 7. A fool's mouth is his destruction. You see? A fool is going to use his tongue without thinking and cut his own self with his tongue slashing. You okay? And his lips are the snare of his soul. You see? A man even loses his soul because of the words that come out of his mouth. The tongue is a powerful, powerful muscle. It's a powerful, wicked thing if you use it in a wicked way. Matthew chapter 21, verse 41. They say unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men and will let out his vineyard into other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruit in their seasons. When the time comes, loose lips sink ships. And you have to be watched. You have to watch the things that you say to others that may say the wrong things to other people that could lead to a demise one way or another. Maintain being physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally circumspect above all things, huh? Be circumspect, aware. Luke chapter 19, verse 22. And look, I want to take the time to remind you to press the like button. Go ahead and press the like button if you would, please. And that helps out for the algorithms of this YouTube channel. And if you would, please, press the subscription button and the notification bell. That way you will receive special notification alerts each time that I release a new video for your spiritual education in the form of a premiere. Okay? This is Luke chapter 19, verse 22. And he said, and this is in red, and he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee. You see, by the word that you say, ye shall be judged. By every word. You see, a man has to give account for every word that he speaks. You understand? Because words have power and meaning. Thou wicked servant, thou knewest that I was an austere man. You see, this Yahushua talking. Taking up that I laid not down. You see, and reaping that I did not sow. You see, because Yahushua had that power to do so. You understand? Now this is all that see them shall flee away. Psalm, we in the blue letter, in case you didn't understand, I know. This Psalm chapter 31, verse 11. We're going to read one more so of these and close it out. I was a reproach among all mine enemies, but especially among my neighbors. You see? You see? The time is going to come when people shall see thy neighbor and have all kinds of evil eyes and evil words and tongues that they'll speak out against their neighbor, you see, and a fear to mine acquaintance, you see, a fear to mine acquaintance. And they that did see me without flee from me, you see, and so. You know, pretty much the thing is going to be where, when we can read one more of this, Psalm chapter 52, verse 6. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. You see, pretty much those like Trump, you know, everybody, the righteous and everybody see exactly what's going on with him now. He's been exposed. There's no more that he can sit up and try to make like this, that, or the other, or the thing that they're doing is right. No, everything that they're doing is wrong. Flat out. Number 1634, last one. And all Israel that were round about them flee at the cry of them, for they say, lest the earth swallow us up also. Okay, we're gonna close it out right there. So pretty much you have to watch and maintain what you say. But if you notice, the enemy, their tongues is just falling down upon them, coming and cursing them, and everything that they say is working out against them. You see, and they're cutting their own selves with using their own tongues. Now Trump, what can he do now? He got to send his wife out of the country. Is he gonna do that? No. He made it clear. You heard, you saw what he said in the video. He said, I'm not gonna deport my wife. You see, but it's his own tongue that brought that down upon him. He should have watched what he was saying. You see, being so much in a hurry to attack the northern and southern kingdom, he's also attacking his own people and his own family. You see. And so, brothers and sisters, we can go ahead and close it out right there. Hold on, be strong. We ain't got long. Maintain your faith and truth and honesty in the word. Maintain your focus in the word. Yahweh shall say, stay ye vigilant in the word. Be occupied in the word until he returns. And that's what we ought to do. You see, stay occupied in the word. Our foreheads have been made harder than theirs. They cannot gainsay us. And we ought to, now that we've Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 3, now that we've ate this roll, Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, we go out to warn the 2/3 to remind them to repent to Hamashiach Yahushua, lest ye be destroyed. Okay, come on to this path of righteousness, as well as we also are letting you heathens and Edomites know of y'all impending doom. Okay, and we're here to awaken the hope of the elect, flat out. You see, and so it's the election that have attained it, and the rest have not. You see, so that's what we maintain our focus on. You see, we're not so much concerned about how the wicked is judged, but more so how the righteous is saved. You see, flat out. That's what the deal is. So this is your Hebrews like brother Masaba here in the city of Detroit. We're going to close it out. We'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, the taught of the true peace. Salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the hopeful elect.